What up, what up? So before I get into the video, I just want to ask everybody to please help me with my goal of getting to 1,000 subscribers. Please hit the notification bell after you subscribe so that you get notified every single time I upload videos, which is every Monday and every Friday. I am doing something a little different today. I am making a vision board, and this vision board is especially for people who consider themselves workaholics. I, in the past, have described myself as a workaholic, and I will get into all of that as the video goes on. But I want to start with vision boarding. The first step is envisioning some of the things that you want to happen and what you want to do, some of your goals. Something that's really good about vision boards is that it kind of helps you with the next chapter of your life or the next phase of things. It gives you ideas, it inspires you, and it also gives you like a defined path of like, this is where I want to end up, or this is where I want to head in the direction of. So what I first did is I started journaling and writing down things that were important to me for my next chapter of my life. And a lot of those things have a lot to do with fun and self-expression and returning to childhood hobbies. After writing down what I know I wanted to incorporate in my vision board, the next step for me was going to different magazines and different sources online to get cutouts and to put them together and just see what I could come up with. Things that don't necessarily like make me money, because I feel like there's this thing with millennials, so many of us have been told to get a side hustle or to monetize the things that we enjoy doing. And while that can be great, like I said in the beginning of this video, this is especially for people who identify as workaholics. I wanted to take a step away from that. I wanted to take a step away from monetizing all of my little hobbies and return to things like gaming, or return to things like exploring nature and being outside and allowing myself to be whimsical, allowing myself to really kind of start to think about doing things that maybe scare me. For example, you'll see a lot of motorcycle imagery in this vision board of mine, and I do want to own a motorcycle one day soon. Please don't tell my mom. I love how much fun they offer, and I love the independence and the freedom that you get, and they just look cool. And after I felt like I got everything I needed, the next step was configuration. Like, okay, well, what order do I want this stuff in? What do I want on the outsides? What do I want on the insides? And then when I had an idea of what kind of configuration I wanted to do, then I started with the stuff on the outer stuff. So I started like taping down the things in the corners first, and then moving in central, starting with the big pieces, just held those down. And then certain things, they didn't exactly like look the way I thought they would once I actually put them down. So then I replaced them and I put in new stuff, new background colors, and maybe even like new angles. I got toward the end and I realized there was kind of like a little bit of space, and I was going to find something else to put on top. Like I got these stickers and stuff that I was gonna put on, but I decided to leave that area blank because I wanted to allow for like possibility in the future, if you know what I mean. Like, yeah, I have an idea of what I want to do, what direction I want to go into, but I also want to leave a bit of space for, you know, the unknown and for things that I might not know that I needed. If you take a look at the vision board, you will see that there are quite a number of clowns everywhere. And it's not that I want to be a clown. It is that sometimes I exhibit clown-like behavior.
See, when you do clownery, the clown comes back to bite.
Sometimes in relationships, you know, the clown jumps out, and I wanted to acknowledge that and make room for that too. So I wanted to make room for me to be a clown sometimes and not always have it all figured out and not always be right, because I'm not always right. So returning to this idea of me being a workaholic, I remember just from a very, very early age, I kind of threw myself into this obsession with having a career and being successful. And while I'm not going to advise against that, because I think it is a wonderful thing to be goal-oriented and career-driven and things like that, I think I might have taken it a bit too far, a bit too extreme, and I found myself really using work as a way to avoid getting close to people, or as a way to avoid dealing with life and truth and reality. This is something that's very common for a lot of people, and specifically is very common for a lot of LGBT people, because so many of us, we don't get validation in, you know, all of these ways. But if we feel like we can throw ourselves at academics or throw ourselves at this career that has nothing to do with our identity humanity, then maybe people will forget about that and just see us as human beings or see us as amazing in this way. And similarly, if you're Black, you probably relate to a lot of what I'm saying as well. So we see that this is something that is consistent across minority groups, and it's this desire to make something of yourself or to be seen as successful, as good, as smart, as admirable, you know? But now it has become more and more important for me to sort of go in the other direction, in the direction of fun and in the direction of relaxation and unwinding and using my spare time not just for my projects and not just for my career, but using my spare time to replenish myself and just to relax. When you're an artist and when you always have the ability to be working, your mind thinks you always are working or you always should be working, and you can get caught into that cycle, which is very unhealthy. And I talk a lot about emotional intelligence on this channel and mental wellness, and this is part of it for me. So the next step for me in life is more fun. I did include some career goals in the vision board, but they are very small in comparison to the other stuff. I do want to manifest a book deal. I do want to manifest a literary agent and publish more books. I do want to manifest a career in TV and film world, but that is not the center of my life, and that is not the primary focus. My focus is really on being a human being that I like and not putting as much pressure on myself. So that is the video. I hope you took something from this, and I hope you like my vision board. Please let me know what you think in the comment section below, and give me any tips or tools that you use for your vision board. I like videos like this. They're fun and light. I think I'm gonna do more project videos and some lighter content because some of my content can be quite heavy at times. Peace.